you know, and that's saying like, don't be afraid to close your eyes and dream, but then open your eyes and see the reality of what it's going to take for you guys to be successful. You're already born, a lot of you in here, and born into a situation where the score is against you. But the level of greatness that you have to be to really be able to make a change and affect everything is you have to be greater than what they consider what's out there as great. So that means you have to work harder. And that's the reality. And that's the world that we're growing up in. And the only way we can change it is by embracing that. So that mindset, that relentlessness, that craziness, and really facing reality of what it's going to take to achieve your dream is something that I think we all have to have if we really, really, really trying to get it, not trying to play around. The road to the bag is definitely tied to your team and the company that you keep. Really take some time and really look at who you're surrounding yourself with. Look who's to the left and to the right of you. Are they like-minded? Are they disciplined? Are they pushing you forward? It's so simple for us to solve this. A lot of the hardest problems are so easy to solve. We just have to take those steps, which are hard. And be mindful of that, because trust me, that energy is going to affect you. If you're around thugs and gangsters, you're going to be in jail. If you're around cats talking negative, you're going to be negative. If you're around God and some money, you're on your way. There's a time and a place for everything. There's a time and a place for everything. But you have to be ready. You got the same 24 hours. You got to use your time wisely, and you have to be ready to really, really do the things other people aren't trying to do. And those are the simple things. Educating yourself.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, family? If you guys can hear me and see me clearly, just go ahead and drop some coffee emojis in the chat box. Am I clear? Can y'all hear me right now? Welcome to Coffee and Crypto episode number 97, guys. We are almost to 100 episodes, and it is getting real in this industry. If you guys can hear me, drop some coffee emojis in the chat box. I need y'all's energy today. I need y'all's energy. I'm gonna give y'all my energy. I need y'all energy today. All right. And if you're brand new to this call right now, just make sure you get that coffee emoji ready. That is our favorite emoji because we keep it hot here on Coffee and Crypto. This is the 97th episode. We're going to continue this personal development. We're going to continue to listen to the words of Diddy. Let's go. Let's get it. Don't quit. Don't stop. Don't give up on your dreams. You already know that is the message that we give each and every single time. I tell you guys, it doesn't matter how much money you make in cryptocurrency. It doesn't matter how much money you make as an investor. It does not matter. If you do not have the right mindset, you will never be able to keep that money. It's not about making millions, but it's about keeping those millions. Let's get to this money, guys. Welcome to the call, all the brand new people, and to my people that have been with us for quite some time. Please send this link out to everybody that you love, everybody that you know, and let's pack this call out today because today is a very special episode. It's a lot of stuff going on, guys, and we have a lot to cover. Let's get to it.
Everybody asks me, what's the number one thing you could tell anybody here? You got to start with education. One of the things that we can't really move forward right now as a people is not just the situations that we're in. We don't even have knowledge of self. The educational part of it, we got to get back into reading. I know it sounds simple. Let's do a chapter a night. Make yourself do a chapter a night. That's the power. The power is right here in your mind and right here. And if you're not filling this thing up, you don't stand a chance. I want you to have your own. I don't want you to just work for me. I want to be a partner with you. But you got to be a beast like me. And most importantly, you have to be a beast like you. You got to understand, I used to walk around. I was telling the president the other day, I used to walk around and just talk to myself. Like, you know, I'm walking from one job to another. And I would just be talking to myself, talking about, you know, the things that I dreamt and I wanted to be. And this right here goes out to all them people. Y'all know who y'all are, and y'all know what I'm talking about. You're talking to yourself and talking about how you want to get it and what you want to be. And you know, this is something that's big. I'm one of the crazy ones. So, but there's a lot of people that understand that dream is so heavy and bubbling in you. It's like you got to get it out. I've definitely been having like some personal breakthroughs in my life, and just on the man in the mirror side of things, just taking accountability for me being happy, for me being balanced, and also me growing as a person. And I think when you get closer to God, you're happier, and when you get closer to the knowledge of yourself, and you're not afraid to go on that journey to find out how messed up you are, how good you are, but your overall result is that you want to be a better man, a better father, and it puts you in that spirit. I loved what I was doing. I decided if I was going to do a job, I loved what I was doing. I would walk around and I would dance and sing as I was delivering my papers, and that kind of helped me to put a future of what I wanted to do. And that was just being a young entrepreneur.
Man, let's go, man. Hey, listen, I want to thank each and every one of you all for supporting me and allowing me to be, all right, to live my dream, to become the person that I've always wanted to be, which is a young Black entrepreneur. You know what I mean, guys? We make this thing look sexy. All right. We make this thing look extremely sexy. That's why I have to wear my sexy shirt this morning. You know what I mean? I have to wear my sexy shirt this morning because I'm feeling sexy. I'm bringing sexy back, baby. Let's go. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, episode number 97. You know, the most sexy thing about everything is that we stayed consistent for a whole year and we have not stopped. And we're literally about to hit 100 episodes. And guys, I promise you, one thing that I promise you, and two things for certain, one thing that I promise each and every single person is that I'm not going to stop. We're going to go to 200 episodes. If you're going to be locked in with me for 200 episodes, just go ahead and drop a 200 in the chat box. Drop a 200 in the chat box if you're locked in with me to the 200 episode. If you guys can stand it, if y'all can rock with me for another 100 episodes after we hit 100, right? Because guys, we got a lot of major things that is about to happen. And I told y'all by the 200th episode, I believe cryptocurrency will be on the moon by then. I believe we'll be on the moon. I believe I'll be broadcasting this directly from the moon. So I'm happy for all the support. Thank you to each and every single person. If this is your first time on Coffee and Crypto, I want to say welcome. All right. I see Miss Charity on the line. I want to say welcome, Miss Charity. I met Miss Charity yesterday. I want to tell a story. I was on the way back from trying to get back from Orlando. From an amazing weekend. I went out there and had a celebratory weekend with my family out in Cocoa Beach area. I was out there for an entire week, and I met Miss Charity. She had on a Binance book bag and a badge, and me, the type of person I am, I said, hey, do you work for Binance? And man, the story that and the energy that we've literally been able to share with one another, I definitely want to say I'm cherishing every moment. So thank you so much for being here. I want to say thank you to each and every other person the rest of you guys, y'all have been here since all of my episodes. And I want to say thank you for continuing. If y'all could do me a favor, man, go drop this, man. Drop this inside of every Telegram group that you have. Today is not an episode that you guys want to miss. We're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about Gary Gensler about to get fired. Yes, sir. We're going to talk about how Apple is a bank. And we've been saying that literally 2-3 weeks ago. I told you guys, Apple and Google are banks, and it's coming to fruition right now. But we called it literally 2-3 weeks ago. And now the world is seeing what's going down with these new savings account that Apple has partnered with Goldman Sachs on. We're going to talk about Ripple and XRP because we talk about that each and every single week. And then at the end of this call, we're going to talk about our hbar masterclass. And I'm going to have a couple of people who were a part of the hbar masterclass actually come up and share their experience, share how it made them feel, share what they learned, share the energy, right? So if you guys are with me right now, if y'all are ready to get this thing rolling, make sure that you get it popping. And listen, if you're watching on YouTube right now and you are a part of the hbar masterclass, I need you to go over to the Discord group, okay, right now. And I need you to join me on the actual Zoom link. All right, I need all hands on deck. Everybody needs to be on Zoom. Everybody's family, friends need to be live on YouTube because today is another legendary call. Welcome to the 97th episode of Coffee and Crypto. And we got to dive directly into this content because we got a lot of stuff to share today. All right, let's get to this money. Now, the first thing that I want to show is an interview that Warren Davidson, who is a former Army Ranger, and he's serving as in the 8th District of Congress for Ohio. I want to talk about the American dream. I believe the American dream was a dream that never allowed for us to truly dream, right? It was not, it was actually a dream that they gave us that made us dream, and all we could do is dream because it never was going to become a reality until you had what's called a reality check. And so everybody that's on this call, I believe that we've had that reality check, and that's why you show up each and every single week. So let's listen to what the American dream is, and let's really dive into today of what the future of the American dream really looks like. Let's go.
Congressman Davidson, it is so good to speak with you today. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, definitely my honor. Thanks for the discussion.
Absolutely. So I want to get right into the American dream. As you're seeing, so many Americans are struggling now more than ever. Our debt stands at $31 trillion. We're facing the highest inflation, increase in gasoline, basic needs like providing even food on our tables has been unattainable for many Americans. Today, what we're seeing is Americans are working longer, they're working harder, and they're not able to reach their goals. What steps do you believe Congress can take so we can get back to the America we know, where we work hard and can achieve that American dream?
Yeah, I think it's an important question. I mean, I think back to like lessons learned from my life, and one of the biggest ones from West Point was, fight the battle you're in, not the one you wish you were in. I think we often go out and fight a battle that we wish was going on. We wish people just maybe didn't understand the implications of some of the policies that they're putting through. But that's not accurate. The battle we're in, yeah, there are some people that don't understand the implications of these bad policies. And there are some who do understand the implications, but they're kind of okay with the trade-offs on balance because, there's a net good or whatever. But the really scary people, the people driving these far left attacks on the American dream, are people that know the implications of the policies. And that's why they like the policies. They're literally using our own government and our own cultural institutions to, quote, fundamentally remake America. And that involves redefining or eliminating the American dream.
I mean, there's so many attacks on just the basic fundamentals of being American. And, I moved here with my father and mother and brother when I was 5. And you think about the American dream and everything that is offered to you in this country, that you can achieve anything, that your fundamental rights are protected. And we sit here today and I'm just watching the erosion with so many other Americans. And that's why I asked you the American dream question. How do we get back there? How do we ensure our basic rights are protected?
Yeah, I mean, I think just celebrating those stories, just telling stories about the American dream, we've somehow made it, something that people are supposed to be ashamed of if they're successful. And the reality is that was part of the aspiration. And I'll just tell it my story, basically. I mean, I grew up in a lower middle income neighborhood in a small town, Sydney, Ohio, and enlisted in the Army. And part of the reason I enlisted is because I could afford it. It's free to join, right? And so as an enlisted soldier, I got the chance to go to West Point. That's not the normal path. Most countries, you can't do that. I ended up graduating near the top of my class. Stop right there. If that was the only thing in my personal story, you would say, God bless America. Most places in the world, you can't do that. It says way more about our country than it says about me. And people say, oh, well, you're a white person and you had all these privileges or anything. And it's not the position of one of my colleagues whose family came to America from Somalia. And in one generation, she's a member of Congress.
Right.
And she's a minority, racial, ethnic minority. She's a woman. And yet she's been very successful. You won't see her attribute that to God bless America and the American dream. But to me, those kinds of stories do reflect what's possible in America. I love our state motto. It says, with God, all things are possible. And I think that's especially true here in Ohio.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for sharing that. I think we get back to the basics of talking about God and putting our country first. And that's the best place to start when we talk about the American dream. So I appreciate that.
So
Congressman Davidson,
let me know, guys. Let me know in the chat box. How do y'all feel about the American dream? We have a lot of minorities on the call. I'm a minority. How do you all feel about the American dream? How does that make you feel? Do you feel like we are living the American dream? Do you feel like you've ever lived a dream here in America, or do you feel like do you feel like it's been a nightmare? Let me know how you guys feel in the chat box right here, right now, guys. Let me know what's going on. I would love to read those comments as I go back. And especially on YouTube, here on Zoom, I can see all the comments. Just let me know. We're not going to mention all the comments here on the live, but I love to go back and just read what you guys think and how you feel about it, because we have a very diverse set of people. Some people said life is amazing. I believe that life is what you make it. You know, I was talking to one of my friends today and I was like, man, I told him, I said, because, you know, if you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and speak it because I'm a speaker, right? Life and death is on the power of the tongue. You know, I plan to, I spoke at Invest Fest last year here in Atlanta, and there's another Invest Fest that's coming this year in 2023 out in August. Invest Fest is the largest investment festival in the world, and it's put on by Earn Your Leisure, the good brothers over at EYL. And so the plan is for me to speak there for the second time in a row about cryptocurrency. That's my goal, right? Personal goal. Will it happen? I absolutely believe that it's already done. All right. And so what I spoke to my friend about today was that I was like, hey, bro, I was like, hey, Jay, I was like, I reached out to my plugs, I reached out to people, and, it's been a great interactions talking to them. And I said, but I think that, it's still, I think it still might not be my time just yet. And I kind of was doubting myself, right? Because sometimes, and I'm just transparent, right? I don't mind keeping it real with y'all, right? So I was like, I don't know if it's necessarily my time just yet. I said, I think the time is coming though, and I believe it's this year. He said, dude, you make your own time. He said, we make our own time. He said, we call the time. He said, they're going to get on our time. And I said, wow. I said, you're right. And that's why you need friends. See, it's all about who's in your circle. See, everybody that's in your square, all right, everybody that's in your square is not in your circle, because there's a reason why a circle is rounded and a square is square. See, everybody that's in everybody that's in your square is not a part of that circle. I'll say it again. Everybody that's in your square is not in your circle. And so I want to thank you to all of my circle, all the people that's around me who are my close friends, my close colleagues, the people that keep me inspired every day, to keep me motivated, inspired, because that is, to me, that's the American dream. The American dream is to have people around you that truly care, that push you. And the problem is that a lot of people don't have that type of community. And that's what we have here at Coffee and Crypto. Let's get to this money. Now, today, the SEC has charged a crypto asset trading platform, Bittrex, and its former CEO for operating an unregistered exchange, broker, and clearing agency. So this happened on April 17th, so yesterday. Okay, so they are claiming from 2017 to 2022 that Bittrex earned at least $1.3 billion in revenue from among other things, transaction fees from investors, including U.S. investors, while servicing them as a broker, exchange, and clearing agency without registering any of these activities with the commission. The complaint further alleged that Bittrex and Shahara, who was the company's CEO from 2014 to 2019, coordinated with issues who sought to have their crypto asset made available for trading on Bittrex platform to first delete from public channels certain problematic statements. So basically, the same thing that they've hit with all these other crypto exchanges, the same thing they've hit with all these crypto companies, is the same thing that we are seeing right here, right now. And so the SEC has to move fast. Gary Gensler knows that his time is running out. And actually, I think that his time might be up after today. All right, let's drop some coffee in the chat box, because we need these bad actors. We need these people out of these offices that are not pushing innovation, that's stifling the innovation here within the United States. Now, before we dive into that, I want to take you back. I want to take you guys back to when Gary Gensler was a professor at MIT. All right, if you guys didn't know, the SEC's chair, who is attacking all things crypto, actually used to be a blockchain professor, a cryptocurrency professor at one of the largest, most distinguished universities in the world, MIT. So this one is session 13, okay, payments part 1. Professor Gensler discusses major trends in payment systems, lessons that can be learned from non-blockchain payments innovations, and the challenges and opportunities in current payment system architecture. Now, in this, if you guys, and remember, I'm going to drop this in the Discord in the We Got the Receipt section. So if you're in the Discord and you pay that monthly fee to be in there, you will have access to this video specifically to go and watch the entire thing. And I recommend that you guys go and watch this entire video. I already did. Extremely, extremely valuable, especially in your growth and understanding through this industry. Now, Starting at minute marker 55, he talks about Ripple. Okay. And remember, he's the same guy that over the last 2 years, 2.5 years, have been suing Ripple, the technology company out of San Francisco. All right. So listen to what he had to say about Ripple.
Hypothetically, if there became enough trust in the Bitcoin network, could that act as the correspondent bank? Where like you're in the US, you go to a Chase or whatever, they transfer your US dollars to Bitcoin, you go over to the Philippines, they transfer your Bitcoin to, there's no need for that.
So Hugo's asking whether Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency could play that role of a correspondent bank or effectively play the bridge currency between fiat to crypto, US dollar to Bitcoin, you said. And what was the other country? Just the Philippines, which is a peso? What's that? Peso, yeah. So US dollar fiat to crypto Bitcoin to Philippine peso. That is called a bridge crypto or bridge currency. That's in fact what Ripple is trying to do with XRP. So Ripple is a company that started as a messaging, a payment messaging service to compete with Swift. And that messaging service, which we'll talk about more Thursday, has been adopted by many banks. More recently, in 2018, they rolled out a prototype of using a crypto token, XRP, as a bridge currency. I would say yes, that is possible. I think there's an issue also about volatility. So if you're moving fiat dollar to crypto, Bitcoin, XRP to fiat, if you have a lot of volatility, that means it's a less it could be costly. But if it's stable value, so you can lower the cost 2 ways: lowering the volatility of the crypto or lower the time. And XRP believes they have a solution that can be down to seconds. And thus, even if it's volatility, that in seconds it won't move as much. And the friction will be that you have to sell dollars to buy XRP and then sell XRP to buy peso, or you can interpose any bridge currency. One of the most significant opportunities for stable value tokens that we'll talk about in a few classes is maybe as what we can call it as a bridge currency for cross-border.
All right. So again, I wanted to just show a small clip from there. We could have watched the whole thing and it was nothing but value. So remember, if you're in the Discord group, you'll be able to find this video easily, readily available to you after the show. I will be posting this stuff up in our We Got the Receipt section of our Coffee and Crypto section of Discord. Now, some things to talk about when it comes to what Gary Gensler was saying. Now, we've been uncovering, because he talked about volatility, and I agree with Mr. Branch. Mr. Branch made a comment here on Zoom. He said, and I want to read his comment off because Mr. Branch is a very, very influential person in this space. Okay, so he says, so how much volatility can you have in 3 seconds? So much for volatility. So yes, there is volatility in XRP. You know, it's super volatile the same way Bitcoin and Ethereum is. But the problem, and the reason why central banks are not going to use Bitcoin and Ethereum, because they'll never finalize the transactions on a proof of work concept in 3 to 5 seconds. So that is the purpose of using softwares like XRP. We discovered another one we talked about on our masterclass this weekend, which was Hedera Hashgraph, aka hbar. We also know that XLM does the same thing. XDC does the same thing. So we can name off these faster protocols that are going to help replace the Swift standard by 2025. Now the thing about it is XRP now has the ability to build smart contracts, which now gives it ability through the XRP ledger that now countries can build stable coins. Banks can start to build stable coins on the XRP ledger. We've seen it happen in Australia. We're seeing it happen in Brazil, and we'll probably see it happen in other countries as well. But these stable coins are blockchain-based technologies, all right, that do the same thing that that XRP would do, except instead of it moving, a stable coin is directly stabilized, aka pegged to a country's currency or to maybe gold, silver, or some other type of asset. Now let's continue to dive into. So now this was a video that I found directly on Gary Gensler's Twitter. Okay. And so he posted this on April 17th at 4:01. So yesterday, he said, serving at the SEC for 2 years has been an honor. That's what he said. Serving at the SEC for 2 years has been an honor. That right there doesn't sound like it sounds like he knows his time is coming up. We filed 1,500 enforcement actions and overseen tens of thousands of registrants. Bye-bye, Gary. We've proposed rules to make our markets more efficient, competitive, transparent, resilient, and worthy of the public's trust. So let's watch his video as he talks.
I can't believe I've had the privilege to be part of the Securities and Exchange Commission for 2 years. At this remarkable agency, we serve investors building for a better future and issuers raising money while overseeing the $100 trillion capital markets that allow them to meet. And why do capital markets matter? It's because investors and companies, large and small, use them every day. Every time you invest in a 401k, trade through a brokerage app, take out a mortgage or auto loan, you place your trust in our capital markets. For 90 years, our capital markets, with the benefits of securities regulation, have been the finest in the world. At the SEC, we're working for you to keep it that way. First, we serve as a cop on the beat, stamping out misconduct and making markets fair. In the last 2 years alone, we filed 1,500 enforcement actions. That includes actions against Ponzi schemes and pump and dumps, insider trading, misleading disclosures, and yes, rampant non-compliance in the crypto markets. Second.
So before you get to the second step, let's pull our handy dandy calculator out. Now, roughly, does anybody know, in order to settle with the SEC or whatever the case may be, right, in these enforcement actions, are these $1 million, are these settlements $1 million, or what's the average? Is it 100,000? Are they paying $100 to settle? What do you think these companies, somebody drop it in the chat box, how much money do you think these companies are paying to settle? Okay, somebody let me know in the chat box, and just let's play a game. How much do you think the average company would pay to the SEC in order to settle, or to actually, lose? Because a lot of them still have to pay. So Mr. Branch, Ms. Zuli, Mo says a few millions. Everybody say millions, right? Okay, cool. So let's just do 1 million, right? Let's keep it funky. He said that they've done 1,500 of. So 1 million times 1,500 is $1.5 billion. So bare minimum, the SEC has collected $1.5 billion in enforcement actions. Okay, bare minimum, at least $1 billion. That is a lot of chicken. Let's keep listening.
In overseeing the markets, we engage with over 40,000 registrants, asset managers, brokers, dealers, exchanges, fund companies, public companies raising money from you, and many more. When investors have fair access to markets and full, fair, and truthful disclosure from those raising money, that builds trust in our financial system. We cannot, though, simply rely on the rules of the past to face the market challenges of today. Technology and new business models are dramatically transforming our markets. Thus, we're working to update rules to best meet our times. We're seeking to make our markets more efficient and competitive. That means better returns for you and lower costs for issuers. We've made proposals to do so in the stock market and the ever-growing private funds market. Further, we're working to strengthen market integrity and transparency. We recently adopted rules to guard against insider trading and to claw back executive compensation when based on faulty financials. We're also striving to make our markets more resilient. Lest we forget, risk in one corner of the market can spill out and hurt regular folks. The market events of the last month are just
the most recent reminder of this. So we're working on multiple projects in the treasury markets, in money market funds, and in cybersecurity to better protect you from future financial instabilities. I am so honored to be part of the SEC's remarkable team. Here at the SEC, I'm proud that we have the investing and issuing public's back.
All right, so they got your back. Don't forget, they got your back. All right, so I guess we are good. All right, I guess we're good because the SEC got our back. But if they had our back so much, if they were doing such a great job, right, then they wouldn't be in all of the issues that they are in right now. So Patrick McHenry did a interview this morning. I actually watched it already. Great interview with Squawk Box CNBC to discuss today's hearing with Gary Gensler. So literally from the great job he's done for 2 years and the 1,500 companies that he's collected over $1 billion from and all the people that he's helped protect, right? Guess what? If he was really doing such a phenomenal job, he wouldn't be in front of a hearing with the most embarrassing hearing for the SEC in history. Listen up.
Okay, later this morning, the Financial Services Committee is going to be grilling SEC Chairman Gary Gensler on documents they're looking for related to charges filed against former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried. Joining us right now with a preview, Financial Services Committee Chairman Patrick McHenry. Good morning to you. What are you looking for? What are you hoping to get out of today's session?
Well, first, I think we want to expose the rapid and aggressive regulatory agenda that Gary Gensler has with 53 major rulemakings by this agency that cost that the market has to bear and the economy has to bear for this in a really competitive world. And the lack of clarity at the same time that
What do you mean by that?
With the digital asset ecosystem. What I mean by that, if you have his two previous predecessors as chair of the SEC did half that number of rulemaking. There's a massive amount of change that this chair is trying to drive, and it has a lot of expense in the markets, and he's giving a limited amount of time for actually good comment. So we're going to have shoddy rules that are very expensive on a market at a time where the rest of the world wants to take our capital markets. I don't think it's a smart agenda, and I think it's really important that we expose that. And at the same time, he hasn't provided any sense of some way to operate for digital assets. So they're going overseas and we're losing competition. We've got a lot of competition in Asia and in Europe around a regulatory regime that is sensible. And we have no regulatory regime. So those are the things I want to expose this morning. I think they're very important for the American economy.
What are the rules that he has implemented and or proposed? And oftentimes there's been a lot of rules proposed that have not been implemented that you most object to.
Well, there are 53 of them, Andrew. So the volume of this is the one thing I want to point out. Individual members of my committee have specific concerns about rulemaking. The climate rulemaking is a major undertaking. The human capital rulemaking is a major undertaking. And his latest missive about changing national market regulation is a major initiative. So if you talk about everything from his response to GameStop to how corporations disclose their employees and employee benefits, it's a substantial change to be a public company here in the United States.
So he's making it extremely hard for companies to IPO, for money to continue to flow the way that it's been flowing. All right. And so this was a letter that came out today. The Honorable Gary Gensler, this is from the United States House of Representatives. All right. And so signed by Patrick McHenry and Maxine Waters, the ranking member. Dear Chair Gensler, we write regarding this SEC's approach to the digital asset ecosystem under your tenure. To date, the SEC has forced digital asset market participants into the regulatory frameworks that are neither compatible with the underlying technology nor applicable because the firm's activities do not involve an offering of securities. Both approaches hamper the digital asset ecosystem's ability to realize the unique benefits the new technology offers, which harms consumers, investors, and the economy as a whole. As chair, you have acknowledged that digital asset trading platforms do not perfectly fit under existing laws and regulations. You have been outspoken in your push for digital asset trading platforms to come in and register under the National Securities Exchange framework. Yet, At the same time, you have failed to provide a path that allows digital asset trading platforms to register. As you know, many digital assets are developed for the purpose of being used within a developing system, are capable of being used in non-security transactions, and are meant to be consumed and used in the protocol for which it was designed. So this is not about us investors. This is about software. You know, this is like Gary Gensler being the chairman of the SEC in 1995 or 1999, when technologies like Bluetooth, technologies like, you know, the internet was available, and he'd be suing these companies because they are bringing a new type of technology to the markets, right? So guys, when you're investing in the crypto, I tell all my private students, you're not investing into money, you're investing into technology, into software. So understand that this goes bigger than just money. So existing regulations under the NSE framework do not contemplate these features. Given an NSE, National Security Exchange, can only list securities that have been offered in compliance with the securities laws. The inability to register makes the current NSE framework ill-suited for digital asset trading platforms. So you tell me that as a digital asset trading platform, let's talk about Bittrex real quick, because they're the newest one. So you tell me that they have to come in as an exchange. Coinbase says they have to come in as an exchange. And you tell me that Coinbase, Crypto.com, Uphold, any of these exchanges that have to come in, they're going to come in, pay you multi-millions of dollars to be able to, to register with the SEC. And then they don't even have clarity on the other side as to even how they can do business. So why would they waste that money and that time going through it, right? So moreover, the lack of clarity provided by the SEC as to what digital assets are considered securities also limits what an NSE can list. It is not clear whether the NSE could list non-security assets, even if such assets were otherwise in compliance with the law. Without clear rules of the road, your push for firms to come in and register is a willful misrepresentation of the SEC's non-existent registration process. The entity entity to blame for the lack of registrants in the SEC is itself. The SEC should take this opportunity to work with Congress to ensure innovators and investors have the regulatory clarity and protections that they deserve. So that was the letter that was signed by all of these congressmen, and you can see it's a whole lot of them. Each one of these people signed it, they agreed on it, they signed, stamped, and delivered. And now we turn around and we have Gary Gensler, so this is Warren Davidson. He tweeted out Gary Gensler's record of failures to protect investors and abuses of power make it clear the need to restructure the SEC. Okay, it's either the SEC will be restructured or there will be no SEC. The U.S. Congressman Warren Davidson to introduce legislation to fire SEC's Gary Gensler. So this came out on yesterday. So not only are they talking crap, but they're actually putting out a legislation right now through Congress to get this man fired. Okay, the biggest embarrassment ever. And just like that, guys, look at this. This is live.
Circumstances say it's against the law to trade on material non-public information. That's whether you're at a company, whether you're in just a
He's
private
shaking.
citizen.
You see him shaking?
That's against the law, and we take that very seriously.
So what action has the SEC taken under your leadership to address insider trading generally?
Well, over the course of the last 2 years, we've brought over 1,500 law enforcement actions, and we could get back to you and give you a list of those related to insider trading. But
so we got to keep going, right? But I just wanted to show you guys that this man right here, while we're on the call, like literally, this is why I said this is an epic day. We're literally having coffee and crypto right now. And honestly, we could just sit and watch this, right? But there's a lot of other things that we got to cover. And so I want you guys to go back and rewatch this. I'm going to have to, but go back and rewatch this so you can know you're an investor, like that's like saying, that's like saying I'm a chocolate eater, but I ain't going to eat no chocolate. You know what I mean? Like you're an investor. So like you got to do what investors do. You got to be plugged in. You can't call yourself a chocolate connoisseur. You can't call yourself a chocolate connoisseur. You love chocolates from all over the world. You eat chocolates from Switzerland, chocolates from America, chocolates over here. But then you ain't never ever even plugged into the world of chocolate. So if you're an investor, I need you to plug into the world of investing. And this is where it goes down. I don't know where I got that theory of chocolate, y'all. All right. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. All right. Now, let's keep it pushing. Okay. So the World Economic Forum has an agenda for 2030. Okay. By 2050, the world would be a completely different place. And I did my age by 2050 today. And I was like, man, this is crazy. I'll be in my 60s by 2050. All right. So I'll be in my 60s. So this is going to be crazy over the next 30 years, just watching everything unfold. All right. And I pray that God will, and will allow for me to be able to live such a long life and a healthy life so that I can literally watch these things unfold as they're unfolding. Now, the World Economic Forum has it where carbon neutral and net zero will be a thing, right? They're talking about carbon neutral and net zero. And sometimes people get these two things mixed up, right? So they're not the same thing, right? Both of them, okay, refer to different actions that are essential to combat climate change. Carbon neutral can cover a defined part of business operations and typical accounts for CO2 emissions, but not other greenhouse gases. So carbon neutral only deals with CO2 emissions. Net zero, on the other hand, means that a company reduces all greenhouse gas emissions across its whole supply chain. So whether we're buying a cup of coffee, booking a vacation, or making investments, the jargon around sustainability can be confusing and overwhelming, making it hard to know if we're making the right choices. In this article, we take a look at some of these terms and dig deeper to investigate whether they remain meaningful tools in the fight against climate change and consider whether new words are needed to help us in our efforts to save the planet. So we know that by 2030, the goal for the world, okay, for the World Economic Forum is to have the world entirely. That's why they meet in Davos each year. That's why the largest companies is a part of the World Economic Forum, the largest people in the world, the most elite are a part of this because they all have the same agenda. That's why Bill Gates is buying all the farmland and other multi-billionaires is buying farmland all over. And that's why you see all of these companies like Purdue and just all these different companies that are processors of meat. They're getting burned down. You see these chicken farms, just everything. They're burning, they're exploding. Why? This is not just a coincidence. It's not just happening out of nowhere. And some people will say that these are theories, right? They'll say that you are a what's that word? A something theorist, right? I can't never think right. What you call it, theorist, right? Somebody drop the word in the chat box so I can say it right. But basically, you are a conspiracy theorist. There it is, right? So you're a conspiracy theorist, okay? So as a conspiracy theorist, a lot of people say that these are conspiracy theories, okay? But these are real things that's happening in the world, and you have to know about them, and that's why we share them here. This has nothing really to do with crypto necessarily, but again, Coffee and Crypto is half about world events, and then the other half about what's happening in the world of crypto. Now, I want y'all to see this quick video so that you understand what their goal is, and I'm going to kind of bring this in with a couple of more videos and things I have to show you to make it make sense.
Being 2030 carbon neutral for Apple means our entire supply chain has to have net zero emissions. And we intend to do that with 75% of those reductions coming through conversion of dirty energy to clean energy.
The single biggest thing short term that we can do to help the climate situation is to stop deforestation in our supply chains. No one has yet gone to 100% to our
CEO
knowledge.
of Nestle.
We expect to be
Talk
about
about chocolate.
90% at the end of this year, but 90% is not good enough. I think there's going to be tremendous motivation, energy coming from getting as close as possible to 100%.
This is most likely the most important decade in the history of humankind. And as such, we need indeed to take a leap of faith and make sure that we step into the arena where we take our responsibility.
All of us individuals can make a difference on climate by the choices that we make on how we eat, what we eat, how we transport ourselves, how we dress, where our savings are, and certainly how we vote.
All right, so you heard from the CEO, well, not the CEO, but you heard from, I don't know what her position was, but you heard from a high executive at Apple. You heard from the CEO of Nestle. That lady was a part of the UN. So again, all of these, and today we're going to talk about Apple, right? So it's just crazy. So check this out. NYC Mayor Eric Adams declares a war on meat and dairy. This just happened.
1 in every 5 metric tons of carbon dioxide our city emits comes from food. But all food is not created equal. The vast majority of food that is contributing to our emission crisis lies in meat and dairy products. We already know that a plant-powered diet is better for your physical and mental health, and I am living proof of that. But the reality is that thanks to this new inventory, we're finding out it is better for the planet. 1 in every 5 metric tons.
So they are forcing veganism, right? Fake meat, all right? Fake meat. That's why Bill Gates, if you guys didn't know, Beyond Meat, all this stuff, right? That's why this push to Beyond Meat, every restaurant, everybody, you can see it's just fake meat, fake stuff everywhere, right? GMO. This is the future. Plant-based, right? Now, let's keep pushing forward. Hold on 1 second. I'm not sure what this is, but let me move that out the way. All right. Now, this came out, okay, April 12th of 2020. Drop some coffee. We keep it hot. I told y'all we keep it hot, okay? All UK airports must close within the next 10 years. Beef and lamb will be banned, and the construction of new buildings will cease in the name of climate change, according to the government report, okay? A report produced by Oxford University and Imperial College London for the UK government reveals that all airports will be ordered to close. Eating beef and lamb will be made illegal, and construction of new buildings will not be permitted in order to meet the legal commitment of zero emissions by 2050, y'all. This is real. This is the real deal, okay? And then I found this. I'm actually going to drop this inside the Discord. Mr. Branch, I'll send it to you, all right? This right here is a 60-page article that was pushed out by the United Kingdom's climate change commitment with an incremental change to today's technology, all right? Absolute zero. This is the UK's plan. If y'all can see, University of Cambridge, University of Bath, University of Nottingham, University of Oxford, Imperial College, all of these universities had something to do with this publication. And it was first published back in November of 2019. Yeah, I dove deep to find this for y'all. All right. So, executive summary. We can't wait for breakthrough technologies to deliver net zero emissions by 2050. Instead, we can plan to respond to climate change using today's technologies, okay? So not only beef and lamb, not only all these things, but if we scroll down right here, you can see that these are all the commitments: leisure, sports, creative arts, voluntary work. These sectors can expand greatly and should have a central position in national defense of welfare targets. Okay, electricity sectors and infrastructure. Absolute zero requires a 3-time expansion in non-emitting electricity generation, storage, distribution, and load balancing. Y'all want to know where the wealth is? This is the 4th industrial revolution where things is going electric. Artificial intelligence is here, guys. 4th industrial revolution. People got rich in the 1st industrial revolution. The people who sold the picks and shovels, the people who had these services and the systems in place. That's what we are working to build. So if you want to know how you are going to build your wealth up to 2050, it's by going into articles like this, reading and figuring out, based on your previous skill sets, how can you expand to either be a part of a company that's doing this or to create your own company? Can I get an amen? Now, I don't have time to go through this entire article and everything, but I want to start with eating. I want to just go through eating real quick. Small changes in diet can have a big effect. Number 1, reduce consumption of beef and lamb, as these have far higher emissions than any other common food. Number 2, choose more locally sourced food if possible to reduce food miles, particularly aiming to cut out air freighted foods. Number 3, aim to use less frozen and processed meals, as these dominate the energy use of food manufacturers. Number 4, lobby supermarkets to support farmers in using less fertilizer. It has a high impact, but much of it is wasted as it's spread too far away from the plants. So these are some of the things. Heating and appliances, traveling, right? Traveling, stop using aeroplanes. Take the train, not car when possible. Use all the seats in the car or get a smaller one. Choose an electric car next time if possible, which will become easier as prices fall and charging infrastructure expands. If you guys if you guys don't realize, okay, the price, I was just talking to my uncle about this this past weekend. The price of Teslas are dropping. Have y'all seen that? The Model 3, you can get Model 3s cheaper now. So literally Elon Musk is cornering the electric vehicle sector of the world, right? He's literally making these Model 3s and Teslas cheaper, all right, cheaper as possible, because more people need to be able to afford these cars. And so if you don't notice, we're going to literally live in like Whoville, right? It's going to be like Whoville. Everything's going to look the same. All the houses are going to look the same in your area. All the cars are going to look the same. When I'm on the road, I don't know who is who. Every Tesla looks the same now, right? Every Tesla, everybody got a Tesla, and they all look the same because Teslas are actually cheaper than cars now. And then you don't even have to go and stop by gas stations anymore. Okay, you have other problems. So this is what's going on, guys. We got to continue to push forward. I'm sorry, y'all. We definitely are running behind, okay? But I got to keep pushing forward, okay? Now, this was a video that I made. This was a video I made on April 5th, okay? And this is where I talked about Apple and Google being banks.
Currency, the Russian currency, the whatever, or dependent on a friendly currency, but which is activated by a private corporate entity like, Facebook or like Google or anybody like.
All right, so let's stop there real quick. All right, I want to talk to you guys because she talked about a private corporate entity, right? That could step in. And I've said this before on this call. Let me come up here real quick. All right, listen. Google and Apple are not technology companies. What are Google and Apple? Somebody drop it in the chat box. Oh, it's one word. One word. Google and Apple are banks. If you didn't know, Google and Apple have transitioned to becoming banks. You got to understand that Apple Pay, Google Pay, they give you a debit card now for Apple Pay. These are banks. We're talking about fintech companies, financial technology. So they're not just tech companies, right? But they are financial technology companies now. Google, Apple could potentially put out the banks. Hear me out. If regulation had came so fast for cryptocurrency here in the United States,
Apple and Google would have been using cryptocurrency to take these faster payments, and then the banks would have been out of business because nobody even needs to go to the bank when you have Apple Pay and your money can sit in there and I can take my card and I can swipe. These are Wow. So, and just like that, as of today, or as of yesterday, April 17th, breaking news directly on Apple's website, Apple Card's new high yield saving account is now available, offering a 4.15% APY. So for just holding your money in an Apple savings account, 4.15%. Okay, guys, you cannot get that type of return on your investment in a traditional bank. So starting today, Apple Card users can choose to grow their daily cash rewards with a savings account from Goldman Sachs, which offers a high yield APY of 4.15%, a rate that's more than 10 times the national average, with no fees, no minimum deposits, and no minimum balance requirements. Users can easily set up and manage their savings account directly from Apple Card in their wallet. Now, I want to talk about this just really quick. It's important to understand, and really let's break this down. So first off, in order to even get approved for an Apple Card, you got to have, I believe it's above a 700 credit score. Like you can't have a low credit score. So number one, Apple ain't even working with people that don't have a good track record. So if you want to sit around the round table with Apple, if you want to get around the big dogs, you got to get your credit together. And that's what they talk about, is getting your credit together. And that's something that I'm super focused on right now, is making sure that my credit is completely A1. And you should also be focused on that, because you won't have the ability to be able to earn that 4.5% APY. All right. Another thing that you guys got to understand is that Apple is the biggest company in the world. Apple is probably by far my favorite company. All right. And their army, we talk about the XRP army. Let's talk about the Apple army. How many people on the phone right now have an Apple device of some sort? How many people on the, just drop a 7 if you have an Apple device of any sort. Okay. I guarantee you it's about to go crazy, right? Everybody, right? Somebody said, I got 5. Missouri, I got 5. Dang. Okay. Some of y'all got the watch. All right. Some of y'all got the watch. Some of y'all rock Apple clothes. Y'all got the headphones. It's $500 now. I mean, like literally, it is crazy, right? So whether you use them or not, you may be forced to use them one day, because the monopoly is about to happen, guys. All right. It's literally. So whether you have Apple or you don't have Apple, if you don't got Apple, you got Google. And if you don't got Google and you don't got Apple, you don't got nothing. Google got their own phone. Google has a Google phone now, right? The Google Pixel. So you can now process everything through Google the same way Apple. This was the original dream of Steve Jobs, right? The original dream was to become a one-stop shop for everything, right? Everything. And then they got the Apple glasses that's coming out for the metaverse soon, right? So everything is going to be connected into Apple. Understand something. Apple has over 1 billion customers. That is bigger than any bank. That's bigger because why? Because first off, a lot of people use different banks. But when you have a army, such a support system like Apple, understand that all they needed was to partner with a company like Goldman Sachs, which is the largest investment bank in the world. And now they're making it available not just for companies, but also your everyday person, right? And so a little bit about it, right? Apple loses, in 1997, Apple lost $1 billion. In 2023, Apple makes $1 billion every 3 days. Let that marinate. Apple makes $1 billion every 3 days. The new era of banks paying 0.01% is over. Here is why Apple will become one of the biggest banks, right? So your average savings account interest rate in America is only 0.35%. There are 2 billion active Apple devices currently in use. 2 billion. Big banks must raise interest rates to remain competitive with Apple. And guess what? They won't be able to raise it. That big banks can't raise, and even if they raise interest rates, that's going to kill the banking system. Apple says the bank account is designed to help its customers save money and earn more interest. In March, Apple introduced Apple Pay Later, okay, which is like Klarna, right? Which is like pay now, well, buy now, pay later, where you basically purchase something and in four equal installments over 6 weeks with no interest or fees, you can pay it. Apple is a huge threat to banks. Apple will help bank the unbanked, especially in developing countries. Digital banking services, mobile money platforms, and innovative credit scoring models will play a crucial role in promoting financial inclusion, right? Developing countries are home to a large and growing middle class with disposable income. This makes them an attractive market for businesses looking to expand. Okay, as internet penetration increases and consumer preferences evolve, e-commerce is becoming a significant driver of digital payment adoption in emerging markets. Apple is poised to disrupt the global remittance industry by offering faster, cheaper, and more accessible alternatives to traditional money transfers. Okay, Goldman Sachs is locked in. And the reason why Apple chose Goldman Sachs is because Goldman Sachs is FDIC insured. If you guys didn't know, the FDIC actually insures Goldman Sachs. Okay, it is a FDIC insured bank. So that means that with these savings accounts, what they're about to do, okay, understand, they're about to link everybody's savings account through Apple to this system they have called Marcus, which is an online bank. It doesn't have ATMs or branch networks. The Marcus by Goldman Sachs review primarily focus on banks' personal banking products and services. Okay, all accounts and details and APYs are accurate as of April 14th. So this is what is going on, all right? And so you guys can go and read about this, go read about Marcus. But something else that I found on the Goldman Sachs website, which was pretty cool, was it says, now we are expanding visual structuring into equities, crypto, and precious metals asset classes and making it accessible via web and marquee trader mobile app on the iOS and Android devices. So literally Goldman Sachs is going all the way digital. Okay. And when we told you guys that everything will be tokenized, the equities market, the precious metals, the crypto market, the stock market, the real estate market, everything will be tokenized on the blockchain very, very soon. Okay. Now, I don't have time to go over this, so we'll go over Elon Musk and AI. We'll go over Google's new AI on next week. I don't have the time to go over that, but I do want to cover Ripple today, okay? This was super important. 23 hours ago. Now, let's talk about it real quick. Ripple has been sued by the SEC for the last 2.5 years. Why is this relevant? The SEC is just now starting to pick up their regulation in suing companies. They're starting to pick up right on this. And the reason why they're starting to actually pick up is because we are moving into the Ripple case starting to end. And when the Ripple case ends, XRP and Ripple will be the first and only digital asset company in the US that will have some type of regulatory clarity. And that means that Ripple will set the standard for how all other digital asset companies get regulated and do business in the United States. So they literally, everybody else is far behind. Coinbase, everybody's far behind. Ripple has been fighting the good fight for 2.5 years, and their lawsuit is getting ready to end. So even while they're going through all of these issues here in the US, they're still pushing forward in other countries. So that should show you that Ripple does not have any plans to slow down anytime soon. So Ripple-based money tap adopted by 3 Japanese banks. These three banks right here. I really can't pronounce them. I don't want to try it and butcher it, but these 3 banks now support the money tap P2P remittance service based on RippleNet. How do we know that money tap is based on RippleNet? Well, very easy. Okay. SBI Remit, the remittance-focused arm of the Japanese financial services conglomerate, SBI Holdings, has added support of its mobile money tap application to 3 local banks. Okay. So SBI Remit, if you guys don't remember, SBI Remit is a Ripple partner, right? SBI Remit is a Ripple partner. They partnered with Ripple back in the day. And this was actually an article that was put out back in the day. Financial giant, this was in 2018. Financial giant SBI and Ripple launched blockchain payment app in Japan, okay, aka Money Tap. So now you have Money Tap connecting in with Ripple inside of Japan for 3 large banks, pushing the Ripple's blockchain network stronger and more powerful for all of these companies to be able to process remittance payments for faster and smoother and cheaper payments all around the world. And so this was a video that the Digital Asset Investor dropped, which talks about the Ripple Liquidity Hub that went live a couple of weeks ago. Okay. And so I want to play this video.
It's no longer an idea or something on the horizon. It's here, a reality today, crypto. And it's already a part of how businesses and people trade, move, and manage value. In 2021, established financial institutions such as PayPal, Square, Visa, and MasterCard built out crypto-based products and services. This type of institutional enthusiasm indicates that crypto is here to stay. Today, enterprises are looking to diversify asset holdings, to offer crypto trading services to end customers, to pay employees in crypto, and to accept crypto as a form of payment. To support these activities, institutions need access to crypto liquidity. Coming in 2022 and beyond, at Ripple, we're building Liquidity Hub. Once launched, Ripple's Liquidity Hub platform will enable companies to seamlessly access crypto from a variety of venues. The product will support a turnkey integration and allow companies to offer their end customers the ability to buy, sell, and hold crypto. Enterprises will be able to maintain separate accounts via Ripple's custody solution and monitor and analyze transactions through a comprehensive dashboard. But that will be just the beginning for Liquidity Hub. As a leading liquidity platform, it will enable many additional enterprise applications for crypto and serve as a cost-effective way to source a variety of new and cutting-edge crypto assets. Join us for this exciting journey as we explore new horizons and applications of crypto.
All right. So liquidity, the Ripple Liquidity Hub, which is very important for these central banks. So I believe what's going to happen. Okay. And again, we've been predicting this over and over and over. What I believe is going to happen very, very soon, family, is that Ripple is going to, they're going to win this lawsuit against the SEC. Once they beat the SEC in this lawsuit, once they beat the SEC in this lawsuit, what's going to end up happening is you're going to see so many companies start to actually actually start to say, hey, we're partnered with Ripple. We're working with Ripple. We're using the Ripple Liquidity Hub. You're going to see the banks. You're going to see large institutions because they can legally say it. Right now, there's a lot of NDAs, non-disclosures. They can't say anything. It's a secret, right, until it happens. And what I would recommend that you guys do is don't wait until it happens. I did have a lot of other stuff to show you guys in regards to Ripple, but we don't have a lot of time left. I like to keep this show within an hour. It was a lot of stuff to cover with the SEC in the beginning. There was a lot of stuff to cover. So we will continue on our Ripple journey on Thursday's episode, which will be episode number, I believe 98, episode number 98. So guys, I want to say thank you to each and every single person for actually tuning in today, coming in here, learning with me, getting plugged in. Thank you so much for all the amazing energy and love. And with that being said, what I want to do real quick is I want to call on a couple people that may have been on our hbar masterclass to come up, because I'm getting ready to do another masterclass, and I'm going to release the coin here in a few, probably on Thursday, and let you guys know what coin we will do for the next masterclass. But I would love for anybody that was on the masterclass to raise your hand, come up and let me know, what did you learn what did we cover? And then, would you recommend the next masterclass for the next person? And do you feel like, you got your money's worth? You paid to be there. Do you feel like you got your money's worth for the value that you got? Is there anybody that was on there that will raise their hand? I don't see nobody raising their hand. Is there anybody that would like to raise their hand and just share what you guys learned with me, especially from all the value that you guys said that you got from that call? So we'd love to hear from a couple people. Would love for all the new people, for all the people that did not get on, to actually hear what the value was, so that you don't miss the next hbar masterclass. And another thing, guys, I'm actually going to have the hbar masterclass for sale starting on Thursday. So if you're live on the call, you'll be able to get it on Thursday. You'll be able to pay for it. Now, I'm going to do a special offer on Thursday for everybody that missed it. So if you are looking to be a part of that and to be able to get access to that, please let me know. Okay. So I'm going to call on Shy really fast.
Hey, good morning, family. I was thinking to myself when I turned on my camera that the new cup might look real cute while I'm doing stuff, but can you hear me, Vince? I want to make sure, because I'm outside and I'm in the country.
I can hear you.
Okay. So I will let everybody know that this masterclass, and I'll have a transparent moment with you. Sometimes you can have a great idea about things and not really have a handle on it. Lord, let me back up.
Okay.
That's better?
Yep.
Okay. So transparent moment, you can have a grand idea about things and not really have a full hold or a handle on it, right? And what I mean by that is the concepts of all of the different phrases and terms that are used in this space can sometimes be overwhelming for me, especially while I'm learning other things at the same time. This class just in bite-sized pieces. I didn't have to take a whole steak and shove it in my mouth. I feel like in a very tasteful, interesting, intriguing fashion that was entertaining the entire time, I was able to grasp the concept. You broke it down really, really simple, from small to big. And I think Asia on the call said it the best that I can really put it into words, is that it was broken down at a macro and a micro level. So whether you're at the top, whether you're in between, or whether you're at the bottom, you can understand where your place is in this. You can understand the long-term vision and where it's going. And then most importantly, which I like, you can understand the inner workings and how you can fit into this space. So I feel more confident. I spent some more money, made some more money since your call, actually. And I think that is definitely money well spent anytime anyone is investing into you. But these master classes, they're bar none. They're just the best. I really feel like if you guys want to be competitive in this new space, that you got to stay ahead of the game. He's doing all the footwork that we can't and don't do. And it's worth it to have the best mentor. Proximity is power, and we actually discredit that. So I hope to see you all at the next masterclass. And thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for the love. So that was Chai. I just want y'all to hear, man, because y'all think I'll be making this stuff up, man. Like, hey, it's for real. Like, people's lives are being changed. People's lives are being impacted. Yo, Jamel, come on up, bro.
Yo, what's going on, y'all?
What up, brother?
I was actually gonna on the same track as Shai. I was gonna say like the same thing, that on the class, like there's a lot of audio, there's a lot of articles that we don't really grasp at right at hand, due to like all the terminology and everything, and all the everything that's going on and all. But you really broke it down really good, to like a really good at a good level, he really broke it down like into like a really good definition, and having the articles there and the audio there to like go back and look at it, it just like helps it solidify the entire thing again, because again, there's just like so much audio and so many articles, so much to read, that like, man, you just don't know where to start, and then once you start, it's like a tsunami of like definitions and words and like all these crazy stuff, laws and regulations and everything, but yeah, you definitely dropped everything, man, like a lot. And yeah, I'm still like working on it, man. Like, I was taking notes throughout as you were talking, and I'm going back and I'm taking notes on individual articles, and it's like, dang, there's just so much into just hbar, it's yeah, I definitely hope to see you guys at the next master class. And great job, man. It was a amazing class.
Thank you, Jamel. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. I wish I could hear from Mr. Brown, man. Mr. Brown, can you just pop in real quick, bro? Because like I don't want to read what you had to say, bro. I need this for the record. Tell your boss you need a second, bro. You're gonna be retired anyway soon, man. So I need your voice, Mr. Brown. I ain't gonna lie to you. I need you to tell the people. I need them to hear it from you because I can read it, but I'm using this as my testimonial. So I need you to come up here if you can. All right, cool. He said, give him 1 second. Perfect. I need for the world to hear this. But while I'm waiting, I'm calling, man. Some of y'all ain't talking, and I'm calling on people. Let me see. Tandra, Miss Tandra, are you available? Let me see if Tandra or Brian is available. Y'all was on the call. Are either one of y'all available to come up and share? How the master class may have impacted your life and how other people should be a part of this.
Yeah, I just appreciate, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
I just appreciate how you like broke it down from the beginning and all the sponsors that are with hbar and how you brought it up to where we are right now. And for me, it gave me opportunity to see what it could be in the future and put a little fire under me to be like, all right, I need to get in on this more than I already am if I want to put me and my family in a better position for the future. So I appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate that, bro. Thank you for the quick tap in. What up, Mr. Brown?
Hey, sorry, I'll be super quick. Man, if anybody needs a masterclass or just, even if you don't think you need it, you need it. Okay, so like, man, went all the way in, explained everything, started from the basics, from the top, went through everything to make sure everyone understood. Even if you want, one thing I love about it is that you answer everybody's questions, you met everybody at their level. If somebody like needed to review it, many master classes, they may not give you a recording, but like you made it so that everybody could go step by step, review it again. Oh, that missed a part, I can go back and look at it. I can listen, I can hear the importance. Like, man, it was amazing. It was amazing. And then your heart was there too. Like, people would not stay. Usually masterclass start time, end at time. You make sure everybody had their question. You make sure everybody was there to win, and everybody completely understands. So if I'm telling you, these master classes are amazing. Vio, awesome, man. Thank you so much. And you made it at a way not only we could understand, but we could even access it too. So thank you so much, man. Such a blessing. God bless you guys. Go so much.
Much love. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you popping in and just taking that time. Yo, listen, I do that because I want you guys to hear what's going on. Okay. I want you guys to understand that these masterclass, we're about to start a masterclass series. Literally hbar was the first one. We're going to do an XRP masterclass. We're going to do a VeChain masterclass. We're going to do all of the masterclasses. I'm going to deep dive and I'm going to make sure that I teach you guys. If you're able to stake it, you're going to be able to stake it. If you're able to earn passive income, you're going to earn passive income on these coins. If there's a specific wallet that you need to hold it in, you're going to know that. All the partnerships, you're going to know that. I'm going to break these things down because I promise you, you guys do not have the time to dive into this the way that I have the time to dive into this because I've set myself up over the last 5 years to be free enough where I can do this for you. And Gary Gensler said he'd do it for you. No, Vincent Owens, I really do it for you guys. So I love each and every single one of you all. I want to say thank you so much for being here. I see Chai raised her hand. You can go ahead and unmute. Are you able to unmute? I'm letting you.
Okay, now it is. Just really quick, one last little caveat. I was gonna say something that's very important is many people don't lead by example. And the reason why this is important is because people may tell you that they know the way and they try to show you the way, but they have no receipts showing that they actually hiked the way. You went in, and I've actually never seen anyone do this with their personal finances. You gave us receipts live and in living color. We were able to see exactly how staking works in real time. You cashed out for us to see the example. This was real money. This wasn't in theory. This wasn't a PowerPoint. This wasn't screenshots. You went through, and something about that, being able to see that hands-on feel, it sticks with me as a multifaceted learner. And And then I think it just puts another feather in your cap, real talk, like just that, your credentials have been checked and they check out, So I really, really did appreciate that very high level of transparency as well. So thank you for that. I know you did not have to do that.
No, absolutely. I want y'all to know, look, y'all don't know my whole bag. Look, I can't show you my whole bag, but if you get the masterclass recording, y'all will see that we are invested for sure. Highly invested. The bag is secure. And last but certainly not least, it ain't a show if I don't hear from Billy. I was kind of worried. It ain't a show if I don't hear from Big Bro.
I think my phone just locked up. I got my fourth there, 4 a.m. going to bed, 4 o'clock in the morning. Y'all are going to kill the old Billy down here researching. And, my wife ain't seen me in 3 weeks, it seems like. And anyway, you need to add, incorporate the 6th sense somehow in that next class, the 6th sense somehow, because, you're teaching us some things to think about, but this thing is 6th sense.
hbar is 6th sense. It's actually 7th sense. It's higher. It's higher. Look, the master class, I had so many people buy hbar this past weekend. We pushed it up a penny.
That's because of you. That's right. Yeah. I like your backdrop there. You're looking expensive today. You're looking expensive today. That's good though. Look, I don't really have a lot to say. I'm inspired by all the teaching and the learning and things that I have picked up on, and I'm encouraged. I'm hopeful. I'm thankful. I'm grateful, and so y'all fill up because there's something to get here. Welcome our new person that you met at the airport. I think it's you're picking up on it. You can walk through it and see, how many people knew what that bag said, right? It didn't, it didn't say Louis Vuitton. It's you're the future. I'm just going to catch a little glimpse of it at 62, but I'm picking up on it, and by educating ourselves, we can pick up on it and win some of this bag, as y'all call it. So I'm encouraged by it. I hope y'all have a great gazillionaire day, and see you on Thursday. Right? Is Thursday your 100 call?
No. So today's call was episode number 97.
Yeah.
Thursday is 98. So two Thursdays from now is episode 100, and I believe that's the episode that we will have Noah DeFreitas on, and we'll be Noah live on that episode. So definitely it's one that everybody wants to make sure they're on and everybody can catch.
246. Very good. Look, have a great day, y'all. Thank you.
Absolutely. Amazing. So I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you all. I do got to get up off of here. I do got some other things I got to handle today, but I wanted to make sure I didn't rush. I want to make sure that we let you guys know. And look, if you did not sign up for the masterclass, make sure you're here on Thursday of this week. I'll be doing a special offer for you to be able to get access to that masterclass. And I will be announcing the next masterclass. I will be selling tickets. I'm gonna let y'all know straight up. I'm gonna offer you something. I'm gonna sell you something next Thursday, whether you want the last masterclass or you want the next masterclass, because every time that you come and support me and you guys show me that you want it, I'm gonna make sure that I give it to you. All right. And give it to you the right way. So thank you so much. Thank you to each and every single person that participated today. And you all have an amazing rest of your day. This was episode number 97 of Coffee and Crypto. I am your host, Vincent Owens. And make sure that you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel, smash that like button, and continue to stay plugging in. And make sure that you get your bags packed, because I want to make sure I don't just see you from the moon, but I want to make sure I see you on the moon. Let's get it.